Guys, welcome back to HBNU, Heavyweight Boxing News Updates. And I'm not going to hold back. I'm absolutely fuming at the results of this Usyk Rico Verhoeven fight. I am so furious. Number one, Rico boxed way better than I thought he was going to. He had a lot of, the game plan was on point. He used his weight. He was pushing Usyk back. He's got very heavy hands, just a strong dude, in great shape. I was surprised that it was a 12-round fight instead of a 10-round fight, based on the fact that it's only his second heavyweight boxing match. But that doesn't matter. The fact is, and I'm going to just keep it all the way 100, Usyk was losing the fight all the way. All the way. When it got to the 11th round, because on my last video, I predicted that Usyk would knock out Rico due to Rico being fatigued in the 9th round. That was my prediction. That did happen. He did knock him out due to fatigue, but that happened in the 11th round. But here's what the problem is. The ref was pure BS. Number one, Rico was at least winning by 3 to 4 rounds. Easily. Usyk's feet were slow. Usyk was catching a lot of shots. He was not throwing that many shots. He was feinting for a lot of the fight. But most of the big shots came from Rico. Rico hit Usyk way more than Usyk hit Rico. And Usyk was not being aggressive in the fight until from like the 9th round. That's when he started being aggressive. So Usyk knocks Rico down at the end of the 11th. And he goes to the floor and he gets up. And this is where some of the inexperience comes in. He gets up too fast. Instead of just staying on his knees and taking the 8 count and then getting up, he gets up too fast, which allows Usyk to run back in. Now, they did take some time. This is more referee BS. But they took extra time out to give the guy his mouth guard back and all of that, which totally messed up the flow of the fight because Usyk could have finished him right then. But then Usyk goes in for the kill and the referee stopped it and the guy was still on his feet. He wasn't bloody. His eye was a little scratched, but he wasn't blooded. He wasn't battered. He wasn't destroyed. You could tell he was tired. And he probably would have lost in the 12th round. But the problem is there was only 1 second left in the 11th round. 1 second. And Rico was winning by 3 or 4 rounds. All of the judges had him up by about 4 rounds. The pundits who were talking on the TV and the commentators had Rico winning by 3 or 4 rounds. They all said the same thing. Usyk needed to win by knockout. So the ref is not stupid. The ref knows who's winning the fight as well. So why would you stop it at the end of that round when you know if he survives the round and gets his wind and he has a minute to recover, guess what can happen in the very last round, in the 12th round? The dude can basically just run for 3 minutes. He can run for 3 minutes from Usyk. Usyk might win the round because they might say he's being more aggressive, he's throwing more punches. But as long as Rico ran away and stayed away from Ivan, Usyk's left hand, then guess what? He would have won the fight on points and he would have won it conclusively. It wouldn't have been a split decision. That's how wide the gap was in this fight. That's how inactive Usyk was. So he would have won it by 3 to 4 rounds. At minimum, if you want to rob the dude, at minimum, you could say he would have won it by 2 rounds. But if you go and watch the fight, if you didn't see it, he put in way more work than what Usyk did. I was very impressed. I didn't expect him to actually like outbox Usyk or Usyk to seem so lethargic, so sluggish, which, you know, for the first few rounds, Usyk usually starts slow. He's inputting the data and seeing where's the guy's flaws, where's his mistakes. He's got an awkward style because he's not a traditional boxer. He's a kickboxer, all those things. But Usyk left it too late. So then it got to the point where he had to win by knockout. The referee stopped it with 2 minutes, 59 seconds. And here's the other reason why I'm mad. It's another sorry to use bad language, it's another bullshit UK referee. And yes, from my accent, I am English, so I am from the UK, but I don't like this crap that the UK refs do all the time to rig this boxing stuff. It drives me insane. Let me give you an example. How is it, if you watch the boxing, you would have watched Fabio Wardley versus Daniel Dubois. Did you see the bloody mess that was on Fabio Wardley's face? Did you see that bloody mess? He had blood everywhere. His nose was split. His eye was shut. His mouth was bleeding. And the ref still let it go on. And he stumbled. Fabio stumbled out of the corner to go back from the neutral corner to his own corner at one point. And the ref still didn't stop it. And they made the doctors come over and look at him. And they asked his corner and all this stuff. And they still didn't stop it. His corner, what did they do? They ended up throwing in the towel or whatever at the... was it round number 10 or whatever? But either way, the point is, Fabio, his fight should have been stopped 3 rounds earlier. As bloodied and battered as he was. He had 0 defense. Rico's issue was just that he was fatigued, which I called that in my prediction video. I said he's going to get fatigued because Usyk makes everybody tired from all of his feints and all of his movement and all of his footwork. But he was losing on points because he didn't throw any punches. And Rico was backing him up and hitting him with good shots. So he had 1 round to survive. And he had 1 second left in that round. And even when the ref stopped it to allow him to put his gum shield in there was still only like 10 seconds left. So he should have let him survive the round and then roll the dice and see what happens. The kind of guy that Verhoeven was, he was not happy that the fight was stopped. You could see it on his face. He was not happy. He was furious. I'm screaming at the TV saying, robbery, bullshit, robbery. I was so mad. Would Usyk have stopped him in the 12th round? Most likely. It is highly likely that he would have, but why not let it happen? You robbed the fans of boxing. You robbed us from a conclusive stoppage. Rico Verhoeven is an old fighter. He's like 37 or 39. So if you're expecting him to just go back into kickboxing, he's more on the downward slide of his career anyway. So saying, oh, well, we're protecting him and we're doing this and we're doing that. He is a warrior. He is a competitor. He did not want to go out like that. He wanted to go out on his shield. And you can tell when the fight was stopped, his corner was furious. The people and the commentators on the TV were saying it was a terrible stoppage. Everybody was saying it was a terrible stoppage. I'm saying it was a terrible stoppage. It is freaking annoying. So Usyk is still the champion because this was for the belts. But to be honest, if Rico ran for the next 3 minutes, Usyk would not be the champion anymore. And I would assume that there would be a rematch clause in it. There would be a rematch clause, no doubt. And I think in that next fight, Usyk's already downloaded the data and he would start his work a lot sooner and take Rico out. I have no doubt that he would beat Rico a lot easier in a rematch because that's what he seems to do. However, you robbed the fans of a conclusive stoppage or a Rico win. The referee, once again, robbed the fans. The BS UK referees, which need to be investigated. These guys must be on the take. For them to do what they're doing, they're on the take. And I don't say that lightly. They need to be investigated. This is a terrible, terrible stoppage. You can't watch Fabio Wardley, blood everywhere, not even able to stand up, not even able to really hold his fists up, not able to defend himself, and you let him go 3 extra rounds, but then Rico Verhoeven, when he's winning the fight the whole time, don't forget, Daniel Dubois was winning the fight anyway. Yes, he went down, but he was already winning the fight. He won all the rounds except the ones he went down on. And even when he went down, they weren't like terrible knockdowns. So Rico was going to win. Rico was going to be WBC, IBF, whatever all the other belts are, lineal champion, if the ref would have let it go on and if he had some legs under himself to just stay away from Usyk. He didn't even have to stay away all the way. He could have stayed away and then tied Usyk up and just laid on him and then ran away and laid on him. He didn't even have to throw another punch for the whole fight. Oh, So frustrating. Anyway, if you watched it, please comment. Tell me if I'm exaggerating. If you believe that Usyk was winning the fight on points, you're just as blind as the referees. So then don't comment anyway, because I'll just be annoyed. But if you watched it and you've got a decently objective viewpoint, leave a comment down below. Subscribe to the channel so I can get to 3 subscribers, since this is brand new. And I will see you in the next video. And I'm telling you, there's going to be lots of people making videos on this robbery. Peace.